This slide gives the list of blood cells, that is the cells present in the blood, particularly among vertebrates. What is blood? Blood is the circulating fluid in the body which runs through the blood vessels. And you may be knowing different types of blood vessels according to the type of blood that carries. Type of blood in the sense, blood is not different, but its components may be different. Arteries, veins and capillaries. Now the arteries are the blood vessels which carries blood with more oxygen compared to that of the oxygen content of the blood that runs through the vein, and also much more vital substances may be present in the arterial blood compared to that of venous blood. Vital substances, what I mean, the nutritional substances. And the capillaries are the minute forms of either artery or the vein, and they may be helpful in getting into the tissues, cellular regions, and to get out of the cellular or tissue regions. That is from the artery and then to the vein. And they are very important in carrying all those substances which may be useful for the life activities of the organisms. Now if you say respiratory gas to be supplied, to be taken from the atmospheric alveolar air to the different parts of body, different organs of body, different tissues of body, it is possible only through the blood. Nutrients, whatever you take as food, will be digested at the stomach, intestinal region, and which will be getting into the blood to reach different parts of body. In the same way, after utilizing the food, after utilizing the nutrients, the cells and tissues will be producing wastes, which will be coming out of the cell through the blood vessels and will be brought to the excretory organ, kidney in particular, and the different parts of body through which the wastes may be released out. So that way the blood plays a significant role in the life activity of the individual, a vital part of the body. Now if you say blood, there are two major components in the blood. One is the fluid component, the other is cellular component. Now the fluid component in general called plasma, which may contain all those, whatever we told as the composition of the blood, including a protein called fibrinogen, helpful in the clotting of blood when their wound occurs. In addition to the salts, minerals, acids, whatever the substance that is mixed in the blood, in total called plasma. And often you hear about the word serum when you talk about the blood plasma that way. Serum nothing but, that is plasma minus fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is the fibrous protein available with plasma, having its major role in blood clotting process. Now if you remove the fibrinogen, what the fluid remaining is called serum. usually for the experimental purpose to see the quantity of the salts, minerals, even the hormones that I should have entered. So to quantify all those biochemically, actually the serum part is taken rather than the plasma, because the fibrinogen is removed out and the plasma becomes very easier in the form of serum. It would be easier to quantify qualitatively or quantitative studies. It would be easy if it is in the form of serum. So that's what the difference between plasma and serum. So you can say the overall name of the fluid part of the blood is plasma. So plasma minus fibrinogen is serum. And then the cellular components of blood. And you may be familiar with these words: RBC, WBC, platelets. The three major cellular components of blood. RBC, red blood corpuscle, are otherwise called erythrocytes. So these three are synonyms. RBC, that's the abbreviation of red blood corpuscle. And the other way, it's called erythrocyte, that means red colored pigment, the cells in red form. WBC, white blood corpuscles, otherwise called leucocytes. Here leuco, that also meant for the colorless appearance of the cells, because when you compare it to the color of RBC, WBC seems colorless. That's why it is called, the cells are called leucocytes. Then platelets, they are the important cellular part playing main role in the coagulation process. And then types of leukocytes. Now the WBC that we have meant, according to some structural and functional difference, they are differentiated into some types, shape, structure, that way. And now if you say it is the cell, there is the cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm of some of the leukocytes carrying granular structures that would get stained. Accordingly, they are called granular leukocytes. And two are not having such granular distribution in cytoplasm. Accordingly, they are called agranular leukocytes. Now here you see agranular lymphocytes and monocytes are the two WBC are the leukocytes which doesn't carry the granular structure at the cytoplasmic region. And the remaining three, neutrophils, basophils and eosinophils, are at their cytoplasm having the distribution of some granular structures. And in general, if you say the function of leukocytes, they are immune, that is to control over the infections, to kill or to remove the infective organisms even. That we will see the function of every type of leukocyte in general. And then the erythrocytes are the red blood corpuscles. They are very important in carrying oxygen because their major inclusion is hemoglobin, that we have told in detail under RBCs, that is hemoglobin respiratory pigment, because every RBC contains millions of hemoglobin molecules inside, and the hemoglobin molecules, because of their iron component, capable of carrying oxygen from alveolar region, that is lung region, to the tissue and then to the cells of different tissues. So now this is the list of the cells and then the major components of the blood. Whoever visits this page first time, share, subscribe and arrange for notification.